got a lot to run before you beat me. Try again, kid.
Oh, happy. Right there. Happy Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. Get the frick all the way in here. All the way. Happy Bal. Happy Kramit. Lovely to see you. Hope you're having a good week so far. Get the frick all the way. Make sure it's all the way. Not a little bit, not mostly. All the way. We have got a very exciting other episode of Quantum Player 1 vs that dickhead computer in HD. You might be disappointed to hear that we're doing California games again. Oh, we thought we did it. We thought we got out. Well, I just want to go through it one more time because I'm paranoid that the computer's still going to say, no, you didn't quite finish it, Quantum. That wasn't quite. You didn't quite get enough. You didn't do all the events in the one tournament. And I'm not having that again. Not for you or anybody. So let's just be thorough. Let's dot all of the T's and cross all of the I's, and just make sure that we've boxed it 100%. Let's not give it any wiggle room to throw it back in our faces. That's the plan. Yeah, mate. I had a C64 when I was just a baby as well. I do remember having this game though, but I didn't play loads of it. I think I must have been about 5 years old. Um, but I do remember having this. Get Loose Losser. I nominate Hello Sorry. And can you believe it? Hello Sorry wins the nomination. Oh my goodness. Get the frick all the way in here, Streaksy. Get the frick all the way in here, Bahamut. Get the frick all the way in here, Hex. Happy Wednesday, guys. Hope you're good. So I'm just a bit paranoid, Hex, that when I was in tournament mode, I didn't really do BMX very well. I did BMX in practice mode, but not really in tournament mode, and I was getting tilted, and everyone was like, oh, you've done enough, Quantum, you've done enough. I was like, yeah, I've done enough. But have I? I don't want it to get thrown back in my face later on. I'd rather just make sure. I mean, the nomination is still valid. You know, the next game's still going to be Five Nights at Freddy's. But I just want to take a little bit of time to properly make sure there's no room for the computer to complain. Yeah, computers exactly from last time. You know what I mean? I think it wouldn't have it. But everyone was like, "Oh, you've done enough. You did the BMX in practice. That's fine." And I was tilted and I was tired. And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, it's fine, it's fine." But now I've slept on it. I think you're right. I think it's not having that. But happy Wednesday anyway, guys. It's nice to see you. I hope you're good. Um, let's just jump right into it in HD. So California Games, it's a multi-sporting event game from 1987, except it's not like, oh, you would have completed it properly first time, wouldn't you, Nightbot? Of course. Yeah, it's like a multi-sporting event in the style of like, you know, your Olympic game majiggities and your track and fields and that, except it's not real sports, or I guess it is real sports-ish. Track and field for Nobbit. Well said, Kramit. Well said. Like strike track and field for the like, hey man, that's totally gnarly group. You've got skateboarding, you've got roller skates, you've got surfing, hacky sack, which is a bit like keepy uppy, but with like a sort of bean bag. Oh god, I said keepy uppy. I've outed myself as a wool. They're never gonna let me back in Liverpool now. And BMX and frisbee. Those are your events. So I feel like I've had quite a bit of practice on this game now. I feel like we're in a good place. We're going to do a little bit more practice and then we're going to jump right into it. Let's go, the gamers in HD. Remember this? Oh shit, what's it done there? Okay, remember this? Remember having a Commodore 64? I remember. 64 killer K of RAM. Basic. 38911 basic bytes free. What the hell does that mean? It's interesting that like this is what I used to see. The Commodore 64 was my first home gaming system. It never, you know, it was a computer. It could do, I think it could do more than play games, but that was all I was interested in, is playing games. You always started off on this screen though, where you could type. You could be like, "Hello." And you could be, oh, okay, it doesn't like shift. You could be like, "Hello, I am a person typing words on my very serious computer. I am a businessman." That's what I used to do when I was like 5 years old. I'd be like, "This is very serious computing. Hello, follow me." Yeah, it was about as serious as that. But interesting because like I think a lot of people who started gaming had like a NES or an Atari, and it was just like put the cartridge in, turn it on, and then you're in the game. But the Commodore, there was a, you know, there was a sort of semblance of, no, this is a real computer and you can type. It was a canny system, 90% shit games, 10% gems, like everything else. It did have a lot of shit games. My dad managed to make a couple of basic games with it. Me dad spent all afternoon once copying instructions from a magazine. And what we ended up with was a balloon that bounced around the screen, similar to the DVD logo, and that was it. I was a bit underwhelmed, to be honest, but I wish I would had been more impressed, because I think if you take up the people who took up code at this point in their lives ended up being the genius game designers of the next generation, and I wish I'd got in at that level. But all I wanted to do was play games. I didn't want to type. You got a little tickle in your throat there, Streaksy. Anyway, Basic Bytes, what are they, by the way? I mean, I think it used a kind of form of Basic, which is a programming language, and you could write Basic code, and it would execute it, and it'd do majiggity powers. I think bytes free is just it's telling you how many bytes are free for you to use, but I don't. It all went over my head. Like Visual Basic, yeah, but I think it was slightly modified from Visual Basic, but it was derived from the same thing. Um, but yeah, it was a revolution going from Basic without visuals. It was a revolution for me going from all of the ball ache of loading games that you bought that never worked. Um, because there was a lot of loading involved with playing games on the Commodore. And the Spectrum as well. I never had a Spectrum, my mate did. But when went from that to putting a cartridge in, pressing power on, and then you're in the game, I thought that was mind blowing. It was a revolution. I know very little about this, only from my dad's BS1 when he did a GNVQ in IT. I done a little bit of basic way back in the day on Acorn computers in school as part of like my IT project, but I don't remember any of it. Basic bytes is memory available to basic, I assume. Yeah, that's what I was assuming as well. But it's cool that the first gaming system I had this in it as well and had all this potential. But we're not looking into any of that today. We're just here to play video game. So let's do the frick out of that. My school, the secondary one, had Acorn. Yeah, my secondary school had Acorn as well. I think me primary school had BBC Micros, but I never really got to use them. I think like a handful of times I was allowed to play a brief game on it, which was like Granny's Garden, but I didn't really know what was going on. I was too young. And then in secondary school we had Acorns, and that was the operating system I got to know before. I think it was Risk OS before I'd ever seen Windows. I only saw Windows when I went to college. And around the same time, we got our first home computer. It was a hand-me-down off me auntie. It had Windows 3.1. But in college, I think they had Windows 95 or 98. That's what you started programming on. Epic. I wish I'd got in at that level. Really do. But alas, you can't change the past. Look at me now. Now I play video game. So you can sort of speed this up because it's an emulator, official emulation mode. And out. Sorry about epilepsy. Welcome in, J Dot. Happy. So this is like it gives you a halfway through loading, it gives you a title screen, and that's when you used to see these title screens and be like, yes, it's working, come on. Look at these broken games. Get the frick in here, Deck Labs. Happy. Welcome in, lads. Happy Wednesday. Cali Games, have you suffered? I have suffered. I know, why is this tune? That's what it is, isn't it? Okay, Alt and W. I'm just gonna add something to my key to my majiggity one sec. I didn't mean that. Okay, so Alt and wait, and W allows me to go into warp mode on my controller. Hope you're well, Q, you apple bastard. I'm good, thanks, mates. I hope you're well as well, you apple bastard yourself. I'm a dead victim from epilepsy on my eyes, please. I'm sorry about that, Streaksy. I can't help the fact that this is the This is what Commodore would do when it loaded. You would sometimes get prettier load screens than this. Sometimes it'd have a border and it'd have some nice colors that actually went together. And also, I'm grateful that it didn't make horrible noises. The Spectrum, when you loaded it, apparently would make all kinds of modem-like screeches and howls. Um, Commodore was quiet, but it did give you epilepsy. Everyone who ever had a Commodore has now got epilepsy. It's just a fact. If anyone can manage this bullshit game, it's you. So you're familiar with this one, J. Dot. Some people played this on the Master System. The Mega Drive version has got much better graphics as well. There's a lot of versions. There's a DOS version, but the original was Commodore 64 and Apple II, and that's what we're playing today. Commodore 64. One sec. The Wumpa 2. What a menu. So there we go. Now this is the menu. We're in real life HD. We're there. It's actually happening. We're going to do some practice, and then we're going to try and score well on all of the events in the tournament. Yeah, the control scheme, to be fair, what I will give credit to, J-Dot, is the control scheme. They tried to be revolutionary. They tried to push boundaries. Problem is, it was not intuitive. It was not well explained. A lot of time was spent just thinking, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Why doesn't it work? What the heck? But once you do figure it out, there is a kind of... In some of them, especially the roller skating, I do think that's kind of innovative, the control scheme. But we'll get to that. We're going to practice each event once. Let's go. So first of all, we've got 6 events. First of all, half pipe. I figured this one out. This one is considered figured out. All right, let's set the timer. Go.
3, 2, 1, go!
We'll enter warp mode. Whee! And we're in warp mode. And now we're going. Oh yeah, it's the joystick. Okay, so there's only 3 moves you can do. There's your turn, like that, and I fell over. Ugh. So that's one move, a turn. There's this other move, which is a grab majiggity. Oh wait, there, I didn't do it. Grab majiggity coming up. There you go, grab majiggity. And then there's the mid-air turn. That's it. And that's the whole... But the thing is, figuring these 3 moves out and the timing of them is the real game. Like, it's harder than beating Bowser to figure out the timing and the inputs that you're supposed to do. Ugh. Turned too long. Hey, that's all you're getting, mate. That's all you're getting. Ugh. Didn't turn in time. Okay, play again. No. Right, we've had enough of that. We did the 3 moves. I didn't... Ah, when you're in warp mode, it's like, I think that you meant this. No. God, what have we done? I think we've broke it. Are we in warp mode or not? I know. It literally flies back and twats you in the balls. I think we've pushed the emulator too hard. And it's got itself confused. Start again, kid. Start again, kid. So when I'm coming out of warp mode, the computer is considering that as an input, and it's thinking I'm choosing to select something off the menu. It's not really the Commodore's fault. It's kind of the bit in between the Commodore and the emulator. Okay. Practice and events. Alright, footbag we know, surfing we know, skating we know. BMX is really the one I want to practice. I want to do a bit of practice on BMX and then we're going to go right to the tournament. We're not here to fuck around. Oh, I think we need disc 2 for BMX. Tape 2. So attach, tape, image. It doesn't tell you this, by the way. It doesn't come up. Insert tape 2 and press play on. No, you have to just figure that out. Here we go. So there's 3 tricks you can do, but the hit detection is terrible, and that's what I'm scared of. See? And if you crash on the bike, and it's like a bad crash, it doesn't give you like lives, it just goes unlucky. You're out. See, if you do something like that, it'll just kick you out. And that's in the tournament. We need to do good on the BMX. Fuck off! Fuck off! Right, that was good. Rigged. See, every time you try and do a trick, it's going to pretend like, oh no, I think you crashed. And I want to do all the tricks. There's only 4 tricks, but I want to try and get all 4 tricks into it. Either that, or get to the end of the course. I do think the graphics as well for the system are quite good. But the BMX is so easy to fall off. And that's the problem. Hell yeah! What? Why pretend I've touched the tire? I didn't touch the tire. See, this is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm saying. It thinks like it's got no depth perception, the hitboxes. So your tire can be nowhere near something. And it'll be like, lol. That was totally my fault, that one.
You've got a lot to run before you beat me. Try again, kid.
You like that one, don't you, Bal? It is good. What? He finished his move and then went into it again? That's not my fault. I didn't do that. Oh, come off it. This is the only move. This is the only event that I still feel unsure about. So if we can do it good on this, then I'm confident we have done good across the whole thing. Horrendous. Also, why is there not music during the event, but there is everywhere else? I think the course might be randomized as well. That was epic. Come on. That... Ref! Okay. Yeah, does anyone want to like play some music? Make me... You're the one who makes me shine. When you're around, I'm always laughing. I didn't even do that. Living in the city. No, you got... Oh. In the city. It's literally exactly. That's exactly what it sounds like on the. I'm gonna get Run DMCA'd for that one, Streaksy, because it was too similar to the actual record. This is horrendous. The level of input's getting completely eaten. And the thing is, this is like the this is like the 5th event in the tournament. So I've got 4 events that I've done before this, and if this just eats an input and fucks me off, the whole tournament's in the bin. I'd suggest some Red Hot Chili Peppers, but I don't know if they ever mention California. Well, have I got news for you, Kramitz? Again, I'm gonna get Run DMCA'd for this, but. What's the name of this mood you're in? Just normal. You can't afford to get down. Get a song. Now the VOD's gonna get muted now because it thinks I've played Red Hot Chili Peppers. I just need to stop trying to do the somersault, except for when I'm on like a really high drop. Nailed it. Okay, so we can do the somersault there. Ugh! Sometimes you get a big jump off the ramp, and then sometimes you don't get fuck all, and you don't know what you're gonna get. Riding a BMX is just like a box of chocolates. Sometimes you press something and it doesn't happen. See, like, it gave me a proper little shithead tiny jump that time. See the way it's not jumping? Okay, now it jumps. What's the difference? What? How? What? So, there's me thinking, pressing the fire button. Do you remember when it was called a fire button back in the day? There's me thinking, pressing fire jumps, but it seems like it can jump, but it doesn't mean that it will. So we could be 4 events into a tournament, pressing the fire button, getting ignored. And then there's our tournament in the bin. Try wheelie. I don't think this game has a wheelie, Moomin, or if it does, it controls different. How do you think they do a wheelie? Maybe it's a button and a direction. No, that's how you do the tricks. Or maybe, actually. Maybe you're right. Let's give that another go. No, it's not. It's not direction based. Pass. Welcome in anyway, Moomin. Happy. Always a pleasure. All right, that was kind of a wheelie. See, why is he not doing a jump? There we go. That was totally tubular. Now, to the casual observer, it seems like, of course, there was a tire there, Quantum. You went right into it. But what you don't understand is that this game doesn't know the border of the track. So if I press up to dodge the tire, it's going to go, I think you hit the side. And I didn't. Okay, I am doing a wheelie there somehow. ignored. Button out, ignored. I don't think you can do a stoppie. It's not that advanced. Stoppies didn't get invented till GTA San Andreas. Pretty sure. That was just silly of me. That was my fault. Well, happy Wednesday, Moomin. Hope you're good if I didn't say that already. Okay, that was nice. Showing off again. Isn't that the point? Isn't that why we're here? Right, so that's one. The somersault. That's also nice. Okay. Okay, that's all three tricks. And then we fucking press up to avoid a log, but the game ignores us. And if that happens in the tournament, that's the whole tournament done. Fucked. Just because it ignored the input, and this is what I'm anxious about. Oh, hell yeah. What? How come more California? I just want to make sure that there's no room for the computer to act like I didn't complete it. You really goofed. The fucking control scheme goofed, mate. Because I didn't do the BMX in the tournament. I only done it in practice. So I want to be sure. Because I'm not having the computer come back to me and go, actually, not again. See what I mean? Like, I'm nowhere near the bottom, but it counts it as being near the bottom. But when you see, it seems simple. There's an object. Press up or down to dodge. But what you're actually doing is rolling dice and hoping that the hitbox bollocks the majiggity gives you a good outcome. Why did he do a shithead jump? How am I supposed to know whether I'm going to get a shithead jump or an epic jump until I'm already face down with a broken neck? And normally on the events, it'll give you like 3 or 4 fails. But on BMX, if it could see that one, I didn't touch it. On BMX, it'll consider like a dangerous fall as like immediate disqualification. But I don't mean dangerous fall like I jump dead high and land on my neck. I mean like this, watch. That's considered a dangerous fall and it'll cancel the event. So I just want to be practiced enough that when we get to this on the events, we're not going to get pure rigged, or at least protect against the rig as much as possible. I did press up to avoid that battle. Game doesn't give a fuck what I pressed. That was my fault. Hating life. It's not wrong. To be fair though, I'm kind of too bad hotshot. Jump button completely ignored. I'm kind of torn because on the one hand, I do think this does feel a bit like riding a bike. I never played Paperboy, so I can't compare it to that. But I did ride a bike, and I feel like feels like for the Commodore 64. This was a good representation of riding a bike. At the same time, I want to say in 1987, we already had more advanced games than this. Like 1987 is like the NES was thriving at this point. Isn't that what Starmer does? What Paperboy? Ah, what a normal working class guy he is. Oh my god, it's just ignoring me inputs, you know. How do we mitigate against it just completely ignore? Am I doing it wrong? See? Completely ignored. There was no jump. See? Not getting a jump. Now I got a jump. So what's the trigger to get a jump? Maybe you have to pull back at the same time. But if you pull back, a lot of the time you're going to do a somersault. Come on, mate. On paper, it looks good, but the hitboxes are just not there. And the input responses are just not there. So let's just get this... Let's get it done. So that we can forget about it. See what I mean? Like I was at the top. It's got no it's got no depth perception. I was like on this part of the hill, but as I came down the hill, it thought I was on this part because it doesn't know properly how to track the depth. So you're on this bit, and it will hit you into this bit. It doesn't properly align the position of your bike with your actual position. And it won't do a jump when you press jump. What more can I do? Hey, like how many tournaments am I going to have to run through? Hoping that it will jump when I press fucking jump. We need to figure out the inconsistencies. There's probably some stupid idiosyncrasy that I've not picked up on. That's fucking me, but what is it? Because I would have thought it would just be press button. What? What was that? Computer? Can we file that this game is just broken? Stupid idiot consistencies. Idiot synchroncies. I do think the sand graphics look good though. And I never played Excitebike. So I didn't have that on the NES. Okay, I think what my tactic is just don't... Okay, never mind. You've got no tactic because your jump button is not going to be paid attention to no matter what you do. Why wouldn't it... kill me. Just kill me. See what I mean? Like, I'm nowhere near. I'm nowhere near these objects. I'll tell you who's done goofed, mate. The programmers. So you got BMX collision detection working, right? I guess that means yes. Let's ship it. See, you just teleported into things that you're not touching. I think it's a case of just get lucky. I don't know what I'm supposed to do to jump. How do you jump when it doesn't want you to jump? Do 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 do. See, that time it jumps fine, but on the second one it just ignores you. I hate getting ignored by a game. It makes me question why it's a game in the first place. Why are you teleporting to that part of the... No point getting angry about it. It's not going to change. Geek of the week. They probably spent loads of time coming up with these one-liners and they were all patting themselves on the back. Didn't spend any time on the collision detection. I'm scared to jump because it'll just fuck me. Whoa. I pressed down twice. Twice. How do you... How? What can you do about a game that doesn't... That just isn't... It isn't properly made. I've only been live, what? Half an hour and I'm going insane. I would definitely like to... This is the whole point of clearing the fail pool. After this, we can curate the games that get selected so that we know that they're all actually playable. They all respond to their control schemes. Because the computer's like, today's mission is this piece of shit that ignores you completely. And it's like, well, why should I waste my life playing these games that just are not really controllable? I didn't. I pressed down to move down. The pitfalls as well. Pitfall lol of having a control scheme that's only got one button. So you've got like 20 actions you can perform, all assigned to the same button. If the wind is at this particular speed and this particular angle when you press the button, you'll do this. However, if it is a half moon and around 6 p.m., pressing the button will do that. If you skipped breakfast and press the button, it will do something else entirely. We haven't seen the end of the course once in these practice runs. did try to jump there. I don't feel like I'm in control at all, and it scares me. Okay. You lying, cheating, rigged piece of shit. End riggery. Doesn't belong. That's twice it's done that now. I'm pressing down before we get to the drop. Let's just brute force it. If we play this enough, muscle memory will take over to the point where it doesn't matter how illogical and bollocks the game is. My fingers will just brute force the answer. This is what we did with roller skates. Oh. Come on. You can't tell, like, where you are on the track because every time you go, like, up or down elevation-wise, it moves you closer or further away as well. Or it fails to read where, like, imagine there was horizontal lines showing you what lane you're in. You would be constantly switching lanes every time you go up a hill or down a hill because it doesn't know how to perceive what lane you're in. If you go up a hill, it's going to move you into a different lane. And the jump button just flat out ignores you. How can... Oh. But what I was hoping for is we'll do some practice. We'll get the hang of it. And then we'll do a tournament. But from doing the practice, I can see that it's completely broken. We're not going to get anywhere. Hey, are we having another California game? Basically, Stripes, yeah. Basically. Welcome in, mates. Happy Wednesday. I wanted to make sure that we had done well on every event in the tournament, but I think the BMX part of the game isn't finished and can't be done. But I was saying this about roller skates last stream, so maybe it's just maybe it's just a case of figure out the idiosyncrasies. Welcome in, Mr. J. Happy Wednesday, guys. I hope you are well. Nice to see yous. To see yous. Rigged. See, for these bits, it's not ain't so bad. And then all of a sudden, riggery up the wazoo. Just when you thought it was safe. I pressed down to go around that fucking skull, and the game is like, there is no going around the skull. There's going into the skull, or there's going into the barrier. Is this stream multi-tapist? Absolutely, mate. 100%. Yeah, I'm not bad, thank you, Straight. Well, I was not bad. I thought, you know what, I've got a free couple of hours. Let's get California games boxed off in a way the computer can't argue with. That's what I thought. But now I can see that there is no actual way to succeed at California games. Not the BMX one, anyway. Don't take the piss. My kind of community, he says, with the Gale Platt emote. I wonder if anyone else in the history of mankind has got or made a Gale Platt emote. You one of a kind, brother. Don't worry, Quantum. I can see you getting frustrated. Just see, I can't. Just think about Gail Platts. That'll calm you down. Okay. Ooh. That's rigged. If I'd pressed down, I would have went into the bottom barrier. Oh, and I just went through. See, these obstacles cannot be dodged. They cannot be dodged. I did get to the end one time, though. How do you jump? So yeah, it was joystick. Yeah, but not like analog. It was like back in the day, before the D-pad. See, this is before the D-pad was even invented. I remember first seeing a NES D-pad and being like, wow, this changes everything. But before the D-pad, you had a joystick which would do 8 directions. But because it's a joystick, it's more difficult to know that you've got the diagonal or you've got the, whether you're going straight up or whatever. What is it? I don't think it's a case of like play a lot, practice, get better. I think it's just fucked. It's just doesn't listen to you and it doesn't have hitboxes. And to go forward, I have to kind of like mash right on the joystick in case you haven't noticed, which is in itself weird and leads to me accidentally hitting other buttons sometimes. Other directions, I should say. What a load of shit! I think each obstacle has got a magical hitbox that you've just got to kind of figure out. You can't use your eyes to figure it out, though. That's not how it works. You've got to, like, have a sense for it. Maybe jump. Let me just check the control, because I have got the instructions here. No. One second. Okay, wait there. Okay, I think I've just figured out something. So you hold right and mash the fire button to go fast. So don't ask me how you jump. Because apparently apparently you press fire to jump. And you also press fire to go. Maybe if I let go of the direction, that'll do a jump. Let's figure it out. Nope. Sometimes it will still ignore your request to do a jump. Rigged! Okay, but that was actually better, though. Oh my god, it's the finish. Whee! Okay. Let's see if we can do it in one. Buzzard bait! Unlucky, buzzard bait slag. Okay, I didn't jump, but I didn't fall somehow. Now that's magic. I can't get it to jump on time. And I can't get it to perceive where I actually am. Okay, let's try and... Right, we're getting somewhere, though. And getting somewhere is half the battle. I didn't... I didn't do that. But okay. At least the somersault worked. Okay, I think if you mash jump while you're holding forwards, you'll go. But if you tap backwards, you will do a jump. That's rigged. Look how weak the tires on this bike are. We're getting there. It's definitely still very badly designed. But this is an improvement, and it's calmed me down a bit. I can see a light at the end of the tunnel now. Oh, you know what I've just realised, though? I haven't got any tea. That's quite upsetting. You know that woman that... You got no tea! Stop everything! Wait a minute! Got no tea. Now go on, what were you going to say? Blanche can't believe it. What kind of a man doesn't have tea? Some sort of degenerate. Oh, come on, game. This new control scheme creates as many problems as it solves. How funny was that goth kid who sent his clip into the goal? Fair play to him. And you know what? Fair play to them for putting it on. Instead of just being like, fuck off, Joker. We haven't got no time for you. Like, they put it on there. And I respect that. Also, we got it top bin. But, you know, in the days before smartphones, could you be asked with the faff? I reckon that would have been a lot of effort. Why didn't it jump? You won Champions League fan. Yeah, but he's not going to win with that, though, is he? I mean, if to do a genuine entry, yeah, I can see why you would. This game is not properly coded. Even when I've figured out the controls properly, it's still dreadfully poor in terms of responses and hitboxes. For over 10 weeks, there's a whole lot of gold in there. I'm going to make a vid out of it. Oh, nice. Are you getting back on the YouTube, or did you not? Have you always done that? And I'm just not aware of it? Have you got an active YouTube channel? I knew it was going to do that. I think you've got to jump over those rocks. It's not going to allow you to go past them. Didn't even do that. Not anymore. Nah, I had one before YouTube shut it down on copyright grounds. The fucking twats. Had a few vids with 1 million views. Basically famous. Hell yeah, mate. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Right, I need to learn when I'm mashing and then I jump. After the jump, stop pedaling. But so are you gonna, is this gonna be like your comeback video? Make sure you share it when it's done, mate. I'll give you a sub. Didn't even need to play that. That's real content creation. That didn't even need to go into the Teletubbies like engagement bait. Because I'll be honest, my YouTube channel was struggling. I was getting no views. I was getting no. The algorithm didn't know I existed. So then, I eventually gave in. I feel ashamed. It was never my intention. But I eventually made a Teletubbies video. As soon as I did, the views skyrocketed. I was #1 on the search. I had weirdos sending me messages, comments. Teletubbies. Now I can't go to the shop without people stopping me in the streets. Hey, you're the guy who made that Teletubbies video? Oh, my 50-year-old son who lives in the basement loved it. Secrets of Success by Q Labs, Labs, and son. Teletubbies, not even once. Right, the fame, the fortune, the fast cars, and fast women. They were good for a while. Don't get me wrong. But overall, it wasn't worth it. I lost my soul. I lost my integrity. Couldn't go out anymore. Depression followed. Teletubbies playthrough has 360 hours of watch time. What's wrong with people? I've poured my heart and soul into creating the most seriousest video game channel on the entire internet. And don't get me wrong, we've got a bloody wonderful community that I'm very grateful for. But for fuck's sake, Teletubbies is like Teletubbies is the success story. What the hell is wrong with the human race? To be fair, I can see why Teletubbies would be more desirable to watch than a man who wants to somersault himself to death on a BMX with no music. Boo doo 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 doo. Your view of Democrat was mostly guys and mine was mostly women. I think you're just sexier than me. To the you appeal more to the opposite sex. Hex, that's all I can think. So if you're pressing forward and mashing the button, he'll pedal faster. But if you happen to be 1 pixel off the ground and you press forward, he'll attempt a forward somersault. So that's the risk. How do you know? How will I know if I'm off the ground by a pixel? Thanks, Nightbot. I just want to get to the end. Oh! What? Nobody did a jump there? And it starts me again. See, this is what I mean. If that happens to me in the tournament, I've got to go back to skateboarding and do 4 more events just to get another attempt at this shit. When I failed, because it's just a badly made game. Ah! It doesn't recognize what you press, so you press it again, but it's already too late then. You've only got 1 frame. Do not miss your chance to press. This opportunity comes once in a frame, bro. Bam 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 bam. And didn't. What hit me then? What? I think me tire just popped. Like, oh yeah, there's like a 1 in 52 chance of the tire just randomly bursting on the player. Yeah, there's so much detail to our game. It's gnarly. Fuck off. Up a hill, I'm on the left side. When I go back down the hill, I'm on the right side. Okay, I think I'm getting the hang of making the jumps happen better. Except for that bit, because I'm going down, it won't let me. And it starts me again, come on. Okay, but we're improving. We're improving 1 pixel at a time. Didn't do that. That's not something that got done. That was my fault. What is it doing? That was my fault. Okay, alright. We are improving. That's the main thing. Take heart. I landed that. Come on, ref. Alright, that was silly to attempt, to be honest. I want to try and get all 3 tricks in, at least. Well, there's 4 tricks, but I don't want to do the 4th one because I think it's just a suicide. It's a forward roll. See, that's just a suicide. Alright, stop being fancy. What? It didn't do the trick, and so I attempted to correct it, and it was too late. I think the only people that can play these games properly are going to be like cyborgs of the future, who can, you know, concurrently determine what's happening and how to react to it in the same instant of time. Like a human has to wait for the light to travel from the screen. No, the human has to wait for the controller input to travel to the computer, for the computer to then display that on the screen, for the light to travel from the screen back to your eyes, and then for that to be processed by your brain. All of those things, which seem like very quick to us, it's still too long. It'll still eat inputs. It probably will, yeah. I bet it won't. I bet you the cyber future majiggities will have figured it out. It's probably something I'm doing wrong, but there's no way to ever know what. Human needs to be continually supplied with hot tea. I mean, that does sound satisfying. Not gonna lie, I will like that. You have tea. I like tea. See, I can't do the forward roll. I don't think there's ever going to be an opportunity to pull the forward roll off. I don't think the game allows you to pick up enough speed and gives you a big enough jump for the animation to complete. I didn't. I pressed down to move to the right, and I just didn't. I did move to the right, but when I was going back down the hill, it was like, I think you're on the left, huh? But I'm not on the left. I think that you are. So you just never get that animation to complete. Let's just try and get to the end. See if we can do that consistently. Forget about doing tricks. Let's just survive. Okay, it didn't give me a jump, but it didn't knock me off either. Nice. Okay, we're gonna come up to a rock, which is gonna try and rig it. Wait, this. The riggery. It's just so. Okay, that's a rigged section because if you stay in your lane, it's gonna say that you've drifted left into the rocks, and if you don't stay in the lane, you move right, even 1 pixel, it's gonna say you went into the right side barrier. So I think you've got to jump that rock. It's already let me pass now. How do you brake? I don't think you can. Okay, so if you're holding backwards, you're just going to do a jump if you press the button. I don't think there's a way to, like, brake. Okay, I don't need to button mash so much. Not really giving me any bonus speed. Whee. That's rigged. It's just that bit with the rocks. I mean, this is good because I'm getting there. Okay, that bit's horrible, but we did it. Oh, I don't know how it let me through there. Oh, see, that's the bit that fucks us. It's those rocks. It's like a unique sprite. I don't think I've seen that rock sprite in any other part of the level. Hey, remember those unique rocks that we only had a different sprite for? Did you finish the hitbox? Oh shit. I completely forgot. What? But we already shipped. No kid's ever gonna reach that rock. It's towards the end of the course. Don't worry about it. Why was California Games made in New York? You can't explain that. Okay, so we just need to figure out... That's rigged. Why was GTA made in Britain? Because Britain is where all of this actual geniuses are.
You can't
A
explain
scam and a
that.
myth of the same. The
You can't
myth and
explain it.
religion are
California. Okay. Come on, mate. Come on. California. Here it comes. GCA. G Coffee A. I have no... I'm pissing myself laughing. I have no idea what the fuck you're on about, mate. That didn't touch me, ref! That didn't touch me either, ref. Also, why does it restart you in a place where you can't build up enough speed to get around an obstacle? What's the... Once again, we have a video game that is not being play tested until 30 years later, when one man calls himself Quantum Player 1 is forced to play the game as part of a simulation Prior to this point, no playtesting has ever occurred. Mates, same for me, and I'm not in work, and my brain's not working right, so it's still hilarious, mate. I've still pissed myself. Don't worry, absolutely pissed myself. Thank you so much. Look at these cactus graphics. Okay, this is where it starts getting rigged. I did a jump to get over the tree. It ignored me. Then it gave me the jump after the tree, which I wasn't ready for. Give me the jump when I press it. I'm pissing. You're pissing myself, literally, yeah. YPMSL in HD. California. Why did I do that? You can. Remember that bit in there, The Wizard as well, that film? And the kid, he's a bit autistic or something. And he just starts banging on the, he's autistic because he loves video games. That's what the message was of the film. It's like, this kid really likes his video games. Poor bastard's disabled, you see. He's not cool like everybody else. That's why he wants to stay home and play video games. But anyway, he doesn't like to talk much. He's just thinking about video games. Then they're driving in the car. He all of a sudden just starts banging on the windows. Just starts going, California, 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 and so they drove him to California. That's like, sorry if that spoils a bit of the film for you. I don't know why he all of a sudden got obsessed. Okay, we got no. I got past the fucking rigged rocks. California. You have to do something when you haven't got a social life. No, of course, but the point, I think the message they were trying to say was, because in the 80s it wasn't, I mean, it's much cooler now to play games. Maybe not retro games like we do. We're still a bit weird in that sense. And like, we're not actually weird, but like the perception of us is probably weird. But it's much better than it used to be. Much more normalized to be a gamer now. But in the 80s, being a gamer, you were kind of like a leper. Whoa. You play games, you sick freak? So in the film, there's like, yeah, everyone's just a normal, cool kid, except this one kid. I think he's got autism or some kind of mental disability. Loves video games. That's what it was like. Of course he loves video games if he's mentally disabled. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Everyone else is like, hey, let's go and hang out at the hamburger place. Pick up some chicks. Pull some pranks. We could do some skating and BMXing. I'm gonna just stay home and play Mario. What, you little freak? What a nerd. Geek of the week, and nowadays geeks reign supreme. All the gamers love Teletubbies. Must all be gamers. No, Teletubbies. Nowadays, Teletubbies is good. This is how out of touch we are. This is how out of touch we are. Hey, I heard you like playing retro video games. What a freaking loser. What's one of the games you play? You ever heard of play with Teletubbies on the PlayStation? Oh my god, that game's awesome. Why didn't you say so? I don't know why everyone's got that accent now. I've been watching The Sopranos. I didn't realize you played Teletubbies. Hey, Mickey, this kid over here plays Teletubbies. Come over here, shake his hand. Hey, hi, how are you? Lovely to meet you. Teletubbies, wow, I used to watch that when I was a kid. You got a YouTube? I'll make sure to subscribe. I'll get my kids to subscribe as well. You must be bringing in the big bucks if you're playing Teletubbies. Can I get an autograph? Actually, I only played Teletubbies one time because it was nominated. But I play all kinds of other retro games. Next, we're going to be playing Five Nights at Freddy's. Whatever, man. That's weird. Oh my god, does Tony Soprano do the voiceover for this game? He does, mates. He does. It's literally him. So yeah, I need to have some therapy. Keep dreaming I'm playing Teletubbies on my PlayStation. Why do you think that you're playing Teletubbies? I don't know what's happening. I'm opening the tray. I'm trying to put another disc in. I press power and it's just Teletubbies every time. And what do you think it means that Teletubbies is always in the PlayStation? I can't. You tell me. You're the shrink. That's what I'm paying you for. Sometimes when we think about Teletubbies, it can mean that we're trying to address difficulties in our real life. That's why Teletubbies is so popular on YouTube. Hey, Tony! Over here! Hey! Hey! It means he doesn't know how to change it. It was the PlayStation. Doesn't even have cards. Just God. I'm scared. See that one bit is unbeat honorable, but it's let us. It's let us. No, but that's the nightmare. That's the nightmares. Oh, come on, game. Land where the fucking hitbox is, please. Why did it do that? Honest to God, it's sabotage. I think it's similar to the skates, roller skates now. It's when you get close to the end, it starts to sabotage you. But we're getting consistent with getting up to this bit. We just need to figure out how to get around this particular sabotage section. I swear, I'm lying there. I open the tray. I take out the Teletubbies disc. I put in Tomb Raider. By the way, Tomb Raider, one of the greatest games of all time. I press power. See that Sony logo? You know the one. You know the one. I'm not going to get into it here. It's not appropriate. But after the PlayStation logo finishes up, there it is. Tinky Winky, La La, Poe, and then that other one, whatever his name is. Every time. You ever seen the old guy on YouTube from years ago, the kid from Brooklyn? No. Don't think so. Do you not like the Teletubbies video game? I mean, it's alright. It's not as bad as Action 52, if you know what I'm saying. Please don't use that word in my precinct. In my clinic. We're going to have to end this session there. I will speak to you tomorrow. What? I only said the name of it. I'm not talking about playing that thing. I'll speak to you next week, Tony. See, look, I can't get past those rocks. Link in Discord. Guys, it's like a real life Tony. Okay, yeah. Like, is he taking the piss, though? Or, like, is he unironically like that? Either way, it sounds funny. Oh, yes. Oh my god, I did a somersault. Half and half. Even better. Okay, that's the first rig, because you press up to move around and it ignores you. That's rig number 1. That's rig number 2. Maybe I should... If I press down, though, it's going to say I've hit the right barrier. I know it will. Oh, you lying, cheating piece of shit. How can it restart me there when I've got no speed to do anything? Oh, it's so rigged. I feel more in control of the game, though, which is crucial. That's rigged. That's also rigged. And that's 3 rigs. You're out. You're out of here. Wait, none of those rigs were my fault. I was following the instructions and I was playing perfectly. Yeah, tell it to downtown. I'm not pressing another button until my lawyer's present. Oh my goodness. See, how am I supposed to do this on a tournament when I can't even do it in practice? We are improving, but I feel like this is so badly designed that you've got to like spend hours working out all of the rig. I'm scared to do tricks because I know it's just broken. Oh, see, again, I press jump to go over the tree stump. It ignores me. And then it gives me a jump after that, which I'm not prepared for. So I end up turning it into a somersault. If you jumped when I press jump, we'd all be fine. It's because it fucking takes half an hour to process what you've done. You'd end up in a situation you didn't anticipate. Maybe I should just abandon the idea of jumping over that tree stump because it doesn't seem like the game can handle the concept. What? Pressing... You want me to jump when you've pressed jump? I wasn't prepared for this. I didn't realize the jump button could be used like that. Jumping, that's interesting. I never would have occurred to me to make the player jump when you press jump. But that last different coloured rock is like our last Y game. Y game. It's like our last gauntlet now. Five Nights at Freddy's anyway. Anyone have any feelings about that? Did you play it? Did you love it? Apparently there's a film of it coming out on Netflix. I think this week, actually. You don't like horror. Alice is like that. She doesn't like horror. Fuck off, game. Hey, what about if I just inserted a jump here? How about no, don't, because I'm not doing a jump. Yeah, it's not like overly gruesome. To be fair, it's the implication is more. It's like psychological horror, I would say, which is still horror in it, but it doesn't actually show you like a lot of gore, but it implies it. And it's kind of creepy. I don't mind horror, but I'm not like I wouldn't. You know the way there's like lot of people who like love it. I wouldn't say I'm a fan. I don't dislike it. I can take it or leave it. It depends on the individual game or film or whatever. It's let us past Raby's rock, and then it just pretends our tire buckled. Oh, game, you are fucking horrendous. And again, just pretends the tire buckles. How do you stop? How do you stop? Okay, wait there. Love tires buckling. Okay, you can sort of wheelie. No, not really. These controls are so weird. Let's try and figure out the subtleties so they can see how is that a wheelie? What the fuck game? The same control that does a wheelie does a backwards somersault. See? How do you know which one you're gonna do? Okay. So when you're going backwards, you then need to pull forwards. Rigged. Alright. Bit more practice and then we'll maybe do a tournament. But how do it also says if you stop dead on the because if you keep going you fall off the edge. It says if you stop for the edge you get mega points. But how do you stop? Oh, I can bunny hop by just holding the jump button. Love points for edging. I'm on the edge, the edge, the edge, the edge, the edge, the edge of me sanity. I didn't do that. Alright, I did. It was stupid. I agree. Perhaps it's telling a fib. I think it might be. Now, I do think you get more points if you stop dead before the end, but how do you stop dead? What button? Because there's only one button. Never forget that there's only one button. Didn't do that. Alright, I did. I did. Oh, that's my fault as well. I've been around for some of these streams. What constitutes a win scenario for this game? I've got to do a tournament, which is one of every event, and I've got to do well on each event in the tournament. But the problem is, on the BMX, if you fall on your head or even just fall off your bike, it will say that's it. You only get one chance, and it'll just end the tournament. So that's why we're putting the practice in. Yeah, I don't think it's even meant to be brutal. It's just not being played. It's not being play tested. Not being called a doofus, that's impossible. Okay, we're coming up to Rigged Town, population me. Rigged Town! See, how do you stop? You can't stop. He just rolls. He doesn't ever stop. Look at this. He just never stops. If you don't press anything, he'll just roll through the whole course, I imagine. Exactly, Kramit. That's how little attention got made. Does the buzzer start flying in before you go over the end? I think so. But how do you stop? There's only one button. Left doesn't do it. That probably means you can't stop. Buzzards always know. Look, even going uphill, he will just down brings you towards the screen, up away from the screen. You had this for the Mega Drive. The Mega Drive version has much better graphics, doesn't it? I have played the Mega Drive one way back in the day. Alright, so now that we know that we can't stop, let's just get to the end. What the fuck? We don't care about stopping now, because it's not a thing. Righteous. That was my fault. Oh, don't take me back to the beginning. The answer is in the manual. Well, I've got a wiki page open, which gives details in the controls, but it doesn't mention how you stop. What's the manual? Say, Kramit, you're allowed to tell me. Welcome in, Mark. Happy Wednesday. Yeah, I just want to make... I don't think we have boxed it off. So I just want to make sure that we have. Because I'm not having that computer to chat shit again. Manual says press fire to stop. Well, that is a load of horse shit. You press fire to jump or to go. Fire's doing a lot of heavy lifting on this game. Press fire to do everything. Press fire to make a sandwich. Press fire to put out the fire. Press fire to go and stop. Press fire to jump. Contextual based on where you are. Probably just bollocks. That's what it is. But okay, I'll try it. Next time we're rolling over that. That's so rigged. Section. I'll give press and fire a go. Why does it think that I've hit the tire? It can't tell what lane you're in. Like when you go up or down a hill, it changes your lane. Without me pressing up or down to change lanes, it'll move you from one lane to the other because it's got no depth perception. Oh my god, I did a forward one. And then that fucking horrible rocks that can't be avoided. I think you're supposed to jump over everything because if you move forwards or backwards, you're entering. Game doesn't know it's hitboxes territory. Okay. But yeah, Mark, so basically when we did the tournament last time, we couldn't do the BMX in the tournament. So we did it in practice, and then everyone was like, you've done enough. I'm sure that counts. I'm not sure it counts. I don't want the computer to pull rank again. Not letting it. So I just want to be thorough. See, that rock is not avoidable. At least let's give us a checkpoint this time. Oh my god. You're right, Kramit. See, the thing is, though, on the actual tournament, I don't think it's going to give us a second chance. 3 easy falls or 1 hard fall to fail. That's what... I know I've read this, but this is the problem, Kramit, is on paper, it seems reasonable. In practice, it doesn't follow its own rules. It does have brakes. Get baited, buzzard, you bastard. Right, maybe I've just not properly understood the subtleties of the majiggity. See, oh my god, that's rigged. Let's give it a go in a minute. We'll give the tournament a go. See what I mean? It's just broken. Jump button was pressed and ignored. I think when you're going downhill, it won't let you jump. And so that rock can't be avoided because if you press down to go around it, it will consider you've hit the bottom barrier. Like, I know it looks like there's a gap between the rock and the barrier, but in the game's hitbox detection, there isn't. If you're 1 pixel below the rock, it considers you in the barrier. So I think you've got to jump over the rock. You can't go around it. But because it's downhill, it won't let you jump. So it's just a case of get hit by that rock and hope that you've got at least 2 other falls in the bank. Dave Mirror? I don't know. Is he like an epic? Never mind. Never mind. Okay, I think we're getting it. Like, I do think that this is being fruitful, though. This has turned from completely impossible broken bullshit majiggity into mostly impossible broken bullshit majiggity, and that mostly is big. When you play Dave Mirror's BMX, well, given that we're going to play every single game ever made, did Dave Mirror's BMX invent Excitebike? Rigged. See, there's not a gap. There is not a gap between the rocks and the barrier. And you can't jump it either. It's just broken. Oh my god! It's just broken. I think that rock is there to make sure you take at least 1 fall. Don't you lie to me! Tony Hawk put on a bike. Topless girl. How dare you? That's disgusting. What the fuck, Dave? That didn't touch me, ref. Oh my god. It genuinely doesn't know. We're just gonna have to be lucky. It genuinely doesn't know what lane you're in compared to the obstacles. Where was the jump? Oh my god. If I'd have pressed down even 1 pixel low, it would have put me into the bottom barrier. I think there's slight variation to the positions of obstacles, and if you get bad RNG on the placement, you end up with you can't get past. To look at, you can see a gap, but if you could see hitboxes, there would not be a gap. Wow, what the fuck? It let me through. That's the most rigged thing I've ever seen. Yeah, baby! That game made me feel kind of funny. Like when we used to climb the rope in gym class. What a Dave Mirror. Alright guys, let's do a tournament. So, if we do well on every event in the tournament in one sequence, that's the aim. Okay. And then we can put this to bed once and for all, and we won't have sleepless nights wondering if the computer approved. We'll just know. Compete in all events. Okay. We're gonna call ourselves Ian, and our team is gonna be Radmag, of course. How could it be anything else? Let's go! Radmag, yes. Half pipe. Let's go. Focus. Complete in all events, yeah. That's rigged. The first rig has occurred, but you get 3 on skateboarding. The second rig has occurred. And now it stopped responding. Okay. That's not good enough. Start again. Sir, a second rig has hit the towers. That is a death. Well, okay. Can we save state? Save snapshot. Yes, there we go. Next event, half pipe. See, if you warp, you end up warping into the middle of it where you've not, like, you're already playing and you're like, shit. But if you don't warp, it takes so fucking long between the first half of the events and the second. As soon as I press warp, I'll get thrown in the middle of like falling on me head. But if I don't press warp, we're going to be here for like another 10 minutes. Load. Don't warp. To California Games. Today. Come on, you dickhead. As soon as I press warp, it'll just jump me, throw me into the skateboard and watch. Oh, okay, there we go. Rigged. Oh, what the fuck was that? 9,000 points. Do you reckon that's enough? No, we can do better than that. Make Riggery end. Like, I've never known a game with such precise demands for your inputs. And it was 87. See? So precise. In the middle of something right now, Hex. Fucked it. Okay, I'm going to say over 10,000 counts as the win for skateboarding. Being thrown off me rhythm. That's a lie! Honestly, I've played NES games that are considered like NES hard, and I've beat them. I've never encountered a game so precise in its timing as this. And especially because it's so difficult to figure out what it wants. What do you want? See, that's a rig. Why? What was wrong with that? It tells you why you fell, but it lies. Like, I know you think I'm being dramatic saying that, but it'll say you turned too long when you only looked at the turn button or breathed on it, and it'll say didn't turn in time when you turned one frame into the start. Like when you're well in time, it'll say no, you were too early, and when you're well late, it'll say. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. It seems like it makes sense when you're not the one controlling it. But when you're the one controlling it, you know it's chatting shit. Like, I was dead early. Oh, you weren't early enough. You were dead late. Oh, you weren't late enough. It'll just chat shit. Break. Yeah, I'm doing the exact same action on each of these, the exact same. And sometimes it'll tell me, oh, you're late. Sometimes it'll tell me you're early. Sometimes it'll tell me... Sometimes it'll be successful. I think we're in subframe precision. That's what it demands. That's it. We got it. Big. Hello, labs. How are we? Happy. I knew I couldn't last the whole time. Happy whatever day it is. Two weeks ago, you're shitting it. Understandable, mate. Absolutely understandable. Wow, is it only 2 weeks? Fucking hell. 17037. Oh, earthquake. The skateboard in the foreground fell over. That's mad. Nah, but you know what? It's going to be the best day of your life, mate. You're going to love it. Alright, footbag. Footbag is next. I don't know what the target is here. Just do well, I guess. Do well cause of the earthquake. The problem I have with the footbag is the ball will just sometimes go completely through your character for no reason. Like that. Why does it go through him? Why? What does it want? Honest to God, this is the most precise timing of any game I've ever played. Ever in my life. Why is he trying to do a jester? You fucking soft cunt. Anyway, see what it gives us. 30,000. That's enough. That's good enough. If it had a control scheme that wasn't completely broken, we could have done better. But that's good enough. Surfing. Okay, this is a horrible one. So the criteria with surfing. Score a 6 from the judges. already rigging it. The control scheme on this is awful as well. Completely broken. Completely broken. Yep. That's the tournament fucked. Always give me one last go. Well, that was nice. Shame it's not going to count because of the rest of the shit. What? 3.6, tournament fucked. Maybe we should do some practicing of surfing, given how broken it was. Wipe it! Thank you, Hex. Rigged. Alright, skateboarding done. It'd be nice to still be alive when it gets to the end of the 20 seconds though. The end of the time. Nope. Ugh. Right in the nuts. Hell yeah! 15292. Look at that pose. I've never seen that sprite before. You can even see the the sweat on his spine. Now that's graphics. Oh, another earthquake. Taking a shit. If the sound effects were capable, that's what we'd be hearing. Okay, hacky sack, let's go. Here we go. Where's the jester now? Can't do it. There it is. What's the threshold? I don't even know. Like 30k. Honestly, it just ignores you, and it's so infuriating. just doesn't pay attention to what you press. The timing is sub-frame. I can't do sub-frame timing. Nobody can. Okay, we just about squeezed through. I've never played a game that has such tight timing. Gulched. Jammy. Just looking at chicken drumsticks on Morrison's West, and someone has rated them shit because they had blood on them. Charming. Charming. Okay, surfing. Got to get a 6.0 from the judges. It's just broken, the surfing. I think we might have to go back to the drawing board and practice, because it's just broken. You can't get the height to do a move, but you need to do a move to get a fucking score. That was the same angle. That's rigged. Please end riggery in video game. Nobody likes it. Nobody wants it. That was the right angle? Fuck off, fucking moonwalking dolphin cunt. 4.4. Broken. Right, we're going to have to practice the surfing. Guys, we're going to be on this game the rest of our lives. Requirements for completing a game is that the game is not completely busted. I'm in warp mode and I can't get out. Okay, there we go. Practice 1 event surfing. Yes, mate. This is indeed an early stream. Okay. Okay, so you can't get the wave. I do think the wave graphics look good. I think I might need to read the controls. Sometimes it feels like you almost stop. Right, picking up speed, yeah. Okay, that was cool. How did I pick up speed though? That's gonna throw me in the... Oh, press right twice to correct that and it just ignored both presses. I was in the water there. 4.2 blaze it. Alright, let's read the instructions for surfing. Even the dolphin fucking... Oh, doing a fucking... Michael! Keep fire button pressed is perform sharp loop lines. In brackets, slow down speed. Riding close to the wave peaks gets you more points. The more tricks, the more points. Angle of entrance equals angle of exit. So that's basically, I already knew all of that, but... So when it says the wave peaks, does it mean this bit? Oh shit. And I lost control. And he's gone. That's rigged. I can't bell. At least it's got music. Yeah, Lemmings is now the artist. Packard Bell was the artist. Now the artist is Lemmings. Packard Bell is the name of the song. Holy frick! Right bad. Okay, so 5.4, so even that wasn't good enough. Yeah, exactly. That's what it wants to be, isn't it? It's too scared to be it, though. I mean, you know, you can't copyright or trademark fucking 12-bar blues. They could have done anything they wanted. They couldn't be asked. Or they were scared. I don't know whether this is getting me any points. That's rigged. Well, 11 bar, 13 bar, yeah, but 12? No way. I mean, if you could, then you've got to completely delete the 50s. The 1950s, every single song was the same 3 chords. And 50s, you've got to. It's not. I mean, I'm not. It's not me saying this. It's just reality. That didn't touch me. Whee! I'm wondering if falling off 5. Okay. Would losing the 50s impact the video game industry? It probably would in unforeseen ways. I don't think we'd lose any games, or maybe there might be 1 or 2 games we would lose that no one's heard of or no one's played. But I think it would have had an influence on... It would have had an impact on games made many years later. But you would never be able to quantify. When was Miyamoto born? Probably 1952. this should get me some sick points, shouldn't it? Let's see how this does points-wise. Because I'd rather be doing this than jumps. Jumps are impossible because of how badly the inputs... That didn't touch it, did not touch it. Okay, let's see. 8.8! Okay, so I think we've cracked that. Let's give it one more go. Okay, no, it chose to rig. It's weird because you've got to go slow to almost a stop to get the wave to catch up to you. But then you've got to go fast, otherwise the wave is going to hit you. So you've got to go slow and then go fast with no in between. I didn't do that. So it seems like speed is from like changing direction up and down like this. That's how you get your speed. But how you lose your speed? The manual says hold fire. You slow to such a crawl that the wave then hits you. See how that one scores. 4.6, terrible. See what I mean? You've got to go really, really, really slow to get to under the wave, and then you've got to immediately start going turbo mode to not drown in the wave. But you can't go from really, really, really slow to turbo. It's not in the game. You can gradually gain speed or lose speed, but you can't go from really slow to turbo. Rigged. Oh, it's horrible. It's because, like, you know, what basically the idea is, leave the angle that you leave when you go into the air, the angle that you're at, you need to match that angle as you land. But you'll see that you're not in the right angle, so you'll press right to adjust, it'll ignore you. Press right again to adjust, it'll ignore you, and then you've landed. So, what do you do if pressing the directional button doesn't adjust the angle? If you pressed it harder, it would move 2 angles. So you're in between. You've got to like be so gentle, and at the same time, oh, it's all just contradictions. It's all just contradiction bollocks. You were too gentle, so the angle didn't change. What's a unit of fucking gentleness? If you go 1 more unit of gentleness strong, you'll move 2 angles. You've got to be in between the atom, in between the nanosecond, in between the frame. That moment where the frame is half drawn on the screen, you've got to be there. Who's gonna do that? That one was my fault. That dolphin's taking the piss. 4.0. Okay, we're not consistently getting good scores. You've got to be in between the picosecond. You've got to be in between the femtosecond. Apologies for me lack of terminology knowledge. Yeah, you've got to be in between the attosecond. See, you saw me twice, 3 times. Press right on the analog stick to straighten out, to get the right angle. It just ignored me all 3 times. Fine, you've got to be in between the zeptosecond. That's what it wants. It's not about the size of your surfboard, it's about the angle and the attoseconds. Atto boy. Yoctos, fucking, you're just making words up now. The Gulchy second. The Riggery. Now, what's that going to be? I'm wondering whether it's better to not fall off at all and just play it safe. 6.6. Or whether it's better to take risks and fall off twice or 3 times but not 4. I over-adjusted thinking it wasn't going to listen. Oh, I went too close to the bottom of the screen. Thinks it's a Mario game. .2. Okay, I think we've cracked surfing then. Basically the idea is do jumps that you don't fall off. and get under the wave for a bit. Which is very awkward to do. No, 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 no. Hell yeah. Now this is surfing. Oh, I couldn't see what way I was going because of the riggery. I mean, because of the waves. Gonna be heading this Packard Bell all night. I mean, Lemmings is it's a good band, mate. Alright, let's see. 8.6. Okay, I think we can do surfing now. Back to the tournament. So for the first one, we're saying 10k. Half pipe's got to be 10k. That's rigged already. Pretending I turned too long. Why is there a skeleton over the score? I find that quite intimidating. Give it up for our special music guest, Lemmings, and their hit new song, Packard Bell. Thank you, we wrote this ourselves. You may have heard this on other games, such as Target Renegade. Does 6.0 seem like a low target now for surfing? No, it's more than fair. I want to play a different game at some point in my life, Epyx. It's over halfway. Oh, no, not my ball! Oh! Okay, 13,000. We nailed it. Whee! Next event, foot bag. Why can't they just say hacky sack? Not allowed. Okay. Again, plays music until you're actually in the game. So the target here is 30k. It's already ignoring me. Oh, the fucking thingy got away with it. Ah! This is going to be a fail. It's ignoring me. Uh-huh. We're gonna fail on footbag. I can't believe this is happening. Why are you trying to do a jester there when you can't reach for it? Like, do a move that reaches, mate. Come on. Makes sense. Seagull's Revenge! We just about gulched it again. Holy shit. The timing of these games is so precise. Here we go. One of the books in Fallout, it might be, mightn't it? It might be a real magazine. Because New Californian Republic, it's that part of the country, isn't it? I know Fallout 3 wasn't. But the other Fallout games are this part of the country, so maybe it is a real California magazine. Okay, let's see how it went. 6.8. That'll do. Next we've got skating. And then BMX. And then frisbee. I'm pretty confident frisbee is a given. Oh yeah, he is flipping the bird, isn't he? I see what you mean now, with his other hands. The girl always gives a good score. She gives a 9. I think she fancies me. There's a Radmag, the voice of medical imaging and clinical oncology. That'll be the one. Hex. Yeah, that must be it. That's what California. That's what they all read in California. That's their culture over there. Right now we've got skating. Okay, next event skating. So I have to switch to the second tape. Press start. Here we go. God, it's been a while. I forgot about the beach balls being broken. I forgot about the depth perception. What? Depth perception not being a thing. Okay, so the tournament's just being fucked. Guys, I think we're going to have to just take some heavies round to the computer's house and just do it in so that it lets us get past California games, because a legitimate tournament in California games is not something that's humanly possible. So you're telling me that he had the ability to run the whole time and he just chose not to? It's not so much that I passed it, it's that it just let me move on. It lets you move on regardless of how you do. It's more of a multiplayer game. It's not really got a computer opponent aspect to it. It's just like, take part in a tournament. If you're the only one in it, then you've won the tournament. Target for skating should be do one jump and spin, which I did achieve. So the BMX was broken. Pretended I hit a barrel that I didn't hit. This one is probably, no, even this has got its issues with like catching. Like, it'll be right on top of her fingers and it'll pretend she didn't catch it. Right, that one was a miss. Yay! Hooray! Okay, so I'm gonna say 2,000 for the skating, and for the BMX, I'm gonna say do every trick once. Or I might just give it a couple more tournaments and then just say, computer, do what you will. Because I don't think it's fair for it to put requirements on that are like borderline beyond what's humanly possible due to like how inconsistent the control scheme is. I don't think Frisbee's 1,000 is doable. Maybe it is. Whoa, why did he just try and do a somersault? Mate, you can't do somersaults, not in the game. I'd like 910. I know, I don't think I've ever seen 1,000 though. I think it hard limits you at like 950 or something. I was gonna say 900. Just about got it in, and then it started not responding to me controls. So red, gnarly dude. Broccoli donuts, get the frick in here. Happy Wednesday. We're fighting against one of the most poorly designed control schemes in the history of video games, but we're going to keep fighting. Alright, 3 grand I've got to get. Or 30 grand is it? Whatever. See, it just goes through his head. Part of the issue is that you can't line them up. Oh my god, this is not happening. Okay. So it just doesn't work as a game. Fine. See, I'm timing it perfect. Why has he tried to do a jester when he can't reach? There's them atto seconds again, or klepto seconds getting involved. Fuck off. Yocto second, yeah, it's getting the Yocto seconds getting involved. I'm only a human being. Alright, thank God. Enter rig mode. Ugh. Incredibly dangerous, Andy. Welcome in, mate. Welcome to pain. No, not my hip. Okay, it's that one. Happy Wednesday. How we doing? We're getting fucked. The control scheme is too precise for what it wants. How did that not hit the fucking bird? Yes! Sometimes he won't do a Jester. He's just like, nah. Okay. Okay, that'll do. Let's go surfing. Do you know what? I'm actually shit at keep-ups. I'm a good footballer, I think. Like, I'm excellent at spotting a pass and executing a pass. Keeping the ball up, though, I'm average at best. Anyway, concentration mode. Fucked me there. It fucked me. I saw that I'd gone too far, so I pressed left to turn it back, and it just ignored it. Why have a game with the controller if the controller doesn't... Do you know what I mean? If what you input doesn't matter, why is it a video game? Whoa, I don't know how I did that. Okay, that might have been my fault, that one, but again, poor control scheme is a contributing factor. Gotta be above 6. 8.6, I'll take that. Okay, skating, we've got to get over 2,000 points. It's a low bar, but skating is broken, so unlucky. In fact, the whole game's broken, to be honest. Okay, over 2,000 points. Rigged. I'm setting the score to beat. Yes! Rigged. The jump button got ignored. Okay, skating, done it. BMX. I'm scared. So I've just got to do every trick once, which is, well, there's three. I've got to do three tricks. I've got to do a reverse somersault, a sort of hang sideways, and a spin. Don't have to reach the end because it's broken. There's the somersault. There's the first bit of broken. There's the spin. There's that one. Okay, we've done BMX. I mean, if we can get to the end, that'd be good as well. See, that bit's broken. It forces you to hit the side. If you try to dodge the rocks, you've hit the side. You can't be. I know it looks like there's visually a gap here to fit through, but in terms of hitboxes, the rocks hitbox is like this, and the sides hitbox is like this. So there's not any pixel to get through. And you might think, well, jump over, but because you're coming downhill, your jump is disabled. So this is just a section where it's like you must fall. But anyway, we did all three tricks, so who cares? I've got to get 900 on Frisbee. Ian Radmag. Press button to start. I'm pressing button. Right, 900 points we need. We get 3 tries. Thanks, Nightbot. Didn't feed bears. Good job. What, ref? Ref! Okay, see, this is the kind of sabotage I'm on about. Like, she could have caught that Frisbee at any point. She just... So you're telling me...
It's that bad, I'll bet you've never ever seen it before at this level, and I don't think you'll ever see it again. Honestly.
Come on, Gail. Wow. Okay, the target was 700 due to broken mechanics. That's it. We're done. I'm done. That's not a debt. We're done. We're done. Ripley's registered trademark flying disc is the correct term. I didn't know that. The target was not. The target has been lowered to 730 in light of broken controls being identified within the game. If you don't like it, unlucky. I've had enough of this game with its incredibly subatomic precision requirement. I've had enough. We tried our best to be fair and to be thorough and to appease the computer's stupidity, but the game's controls are beyond what is possible. I'll just retire. I'm going to write a letter to the computer. Letting it know that I've done this multiple times. I've got better things to do with my life than hope for good RNG on a control scheme. When your input has got a 1 in 52 chance of being recognised. New record 730. There it is in text. See? I'm the world champion. Computer, if new record's not good enough for you, what is good enough? You are correct, Q. New record is good enough. Oh, praise be to Yevon. Hooray. Fantastic. What a wonderful time to be alive. Did a 910. I think you might have actually warped. I think you might have entered some sort of wormhole at that moment, Hex, where you think that the 910 was on the one before, but it was actually on that one. Save stated. Oh, I see what you mean. For the record. Anyway, guys. No. It wasn't a save. That was just when we were practicing. Anyway. California games. Right. Considering the time it was made, the graphics are really good. It's got some nice scenery. The control scheme in some parts is innovative. In some parts it lets itself down by not being responsive enough. It is genuinely a gamble of RNG as to whether what you've pressed is going to be recognized by the game. The timing of it is so I've never played a game with such precise timing. Like you can do, it's easier to do really, really tight combos in fighting games than it is to do some of these things. Well, look forward to it. We're done with this game. If the computer puts this game back on, I'll just stop streaming. I'll just retire. I'm done. I've done the frisbee 52 million times and it just went, nope, I am not recognizing your inputs this time. After 5 events done correctly, to lose the 6th event just because the computer was being a dickhead. That's sabotage that. I'm going to take it to the appeals court. Anyway, did you hear? On to California Games 2. God's sake. No, what? No. Rip Purple Aki? No, I didn't hear that. There's a lot happening. A lot going on. I don't know whether to wish him the legend has passed on. He's still going to haunt all of our nightmares. Anyway, California Games. Good novelty. good graphics, some good controls, some awful controls. Could have been fleshed out a bit better. The control scheme could have been made a bit more human friendly. But there were some nice ideas there. The only keep up sim and surfing sim that I've played for at this time. The overall package though just doesn't offer enough. So we're gonna rank it 163rd, but it's in the alright. It's not in the bad, it's in alright. Ah, I'm so glad to see the back of that game. Literally giving me depression. Should have made a game for each state, yeah? New York, the game. See Hex, see these gaps here? These are for you winding me up about the computer. That's why this is your karma. I think this is the first time I've heard you genuinely pissed off at a game, even after beating it. Honestly, I'm sick and tired. Like, the chance of me getting those first 5 events done was 1 in 52 trillion. So to lose on the Frisbee, which I've succeeded on 1,000,000 times, I'm not having it. If it just respond, like the thing is, the Frisbee went right past her fingers. She could have caught it. The computer just said no. And I'm not, after putting the work in to beat 5 events, I'm not losing because the computer just said no. I'm not tolerating it no more. I'll lose if I've been beaten. I'm not going to lose because the computer just said no. The Frisbee flew. It touched her fingers. She didn't clasp her hand. I don't have control over whether she clasps her hand or not. That's beyond the scope of the game. She chose not to clasp her hand as the Frisbee cruised past her fingers. I've got no control over that. And I'm not going to waste my life trying to appease some system that can't be manipulated. Non-finger clasping twat. You're telling me she had the ability to clasp this whole time and she just chose not to? That's exactly what happened, mate. I think even people who like California games would admit it can be inconsistent, and if they can't admit that, they're just wrong. And I'm not here to tell people that they're wrong, but sometimes people are wrong. Anyway, Commodore 64. It's a 3rd gen game, isn't it? 1987. Epyx is the developer. Were they the publisher as well? I admitted to my mum it was inconsistent when she asked. See, that's because you're a man of integrity there, Moomin. I respect that. There's still fun to be had with this game. It's not terrible. I've not said that it was bad. It's alright. But the facts are, it's inconsistent. And I've already put 16 hours and 20 minutes into it. I've given it more than a fair chance to not be a dickhead. And it can't be. So I'm drawing a line under it. Computer, you can do what you want. I think this genre would be sports events. What genre would we... I don't want to just put sports. That's what Wikipedia puts as just sports, but that's too broad. So I'm going to put sports events. Same category as things like track and field and winter games and stuff like that. Episode 174. I died 1,034 times. I spent 16 hours, 21 minutes, 19 seconds. We first played this game on the 17th of July 21. Wrong column. And we beat it today, 27th of August 25. So, did you also dislike when you originally played it? I wasn't a massive fan. I thought it had some good novelty value, but I wasn't a massive fan. One of the things that pissed me off most about it growing up, though, is how much loading what there was involved. You'd play 3 events, and then you'd have to load for like 5 minutes before you could play the other 3 events. And then if you fell off your bike once, you'd fuck the tournament, and you'd have to go back to loading. It probably works better on other systems where there's not so much loading involved, and you don't have to keep changing the tape. Like 3 of the events are on tape 1, 3 of the events are on tape 2. A waiting simulator, basically, yeah. Alright, let's look at our league tables. 1987. Where are you? 30th. These are the games from 1987 that we've had so far on the channel in ranked order. Shinobi, brilliant game. Zelda 2, phenomenal. Mega Man and Final Fantasy both made their first appearance in this year, as well as Metal Gear. And Street Fighter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gigantic franchises started in this year. California Games was not one. Right, in terms of genre, sports events enters the table in 27th. And it's the only game of its type. California Games is the only sports events type game that we've had on the channel so far. In the platform, Commodore64 sitting in 18th place. We've only had 2 games. The Great Gianna Sisters and California Games. We need to get more Commodore games on the board, really. I'd like to play Ghostbusters, or Ghouls and Ghosts, or Turrican. Some of the ones I had growing up that I liked. Fox Fights Back, that was a classic. Ghouls and Ghostbusters, yeah. Epyx enters the table in 76th place. As a developer. We've only had 1 game from Epyx. I don't know what other games they've really done. I think they did like winter games, summer games. But other than that, I don't think they're known for anything. The game series, as I've just been mentioning, it's the only game from that series that we've played. Oh look, Teletubbies. Wow. Action 52 is above Teletubbies in terms of series. Coordination Streets? Why does it say that? That must be a typo. found it. It was funnier. I should have left it in. It's lost its colour now because it thinks it's a different thing. And lastly, generation. It was the 3rd gen. Commodore 64. That's it. We're done. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for putting up with me. Sorry for getting tilted. That game is amusing but broken, and I've gone above and beyond to try and have a fair crack at it. It won't play ball, so I give up. If the computer tries to throw California games back at me now, I will genuinely just delete my channel. So hopefully, next time we're on, we're going to be playing Five Nights at Freddy's. We can move on with our lives. Get this fail pool cleared. Thank you for being here. I think we're next going to be on probably Friday night. Five Nights at Fanny's. Oh, baby. I think Crom's got a special stream planned for tonight anyway, about 8 o'clock. Maybe see you there then. Five Fannies at night. Oh, baby. 5 nights of technical difficulty. All the best jokes. Alright guys, take care. Thank you again. Look after yourselves. See you next time. Good work. So you're telling me that he had the ability to run the whole time and he just chose not to?